We're back, and you've been listening to Revolution Radio, Life in the Hologram. And just a reminder, we are listener supported.
Yep. We are thankful and grateful, aren't we, Madeline?
We are. We are very grateful and thankful.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, and we just, Bubba, give your information if one of our listeners or several of our listeners would like to get in touch with you. How can we get in touch with you?
I'm just on Facebook. That's my only social media, and I bought a burner phone just so I can do that with it.
There
And
you
I'm
go.
Bubba Dumbass on Facebook,
Bubba Dumbass. Yeah.
and I'm
Facebook.
you know I'm here. I'm here to assist, whatever that looks like. Whatever that looks like, I'm here to assist. I've taken people and hypnotized them in the chair and watched tumors the size of their head shrink to nothing. And when they bring them back out and they see it's gone, they freak out and run out the door.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this thing we're encapsulated in is a wonderful thing that the mysteries of it have been held away from us,
Mm-hmm.
because those in charge, those that have their self-perceived in chargeness, has been hypnotizing us for thousands of years to make you think that they're more powerful than you are.
Mm-hmm.
That's just not true. But if you had that information, and you knew how to tune into it, what could be the possibilities? Because we're nothing. Each one of us is nothing but infinite possibilities, infinite potential, so to speak.
Yes.
And whatever you focus on, that's the currency of the universe. So if you're focused on negative shit all the time, guess what you're attracting?
Yeah. Do.
So if I do nothing but just scan the horizons all the time and do this, I'm just the observer. And I can spot a rabbit under a bush at 100 yards, or I can do this or that or the other. And it's just a matter of making your perceptions greater without judgment. Because judgment is an anchor. Judgment is an anchor.
Yeah.
I don't need to curse anybody out. I don't need to wish them harm, because I'm going to get that 10 times harder.
Mm-hmm.
I want everyone to have their dream. Everyone. And I want them to be grateful that they can achieve their dream. And it doesn't take a lot of effort. And most of the time you can get it done for free. But if you're thinking about raping humanity or screwing people over and doing all of this, that's not going to happen where we're going. Your intentions are going to be where everybody can read them. Everybody will be able to read them. So you're not going to be able to do that where we're going. But this is a process to get there. It's just like when I see them that got the metal all in their face and got the blue and green hair and all of that. I'm just grateful that I don't have to live in that confused world they're living in. I'm very grateful I don't have to live in that. Because they're attempting to be like someone else that they idolize, or they're so confused they don't know where they are. And all I got to do is just get grateful. And I can be where I am comfortably, whether it's in the quiet or in a noisy environment. The biggest thing, most people are just afraid of quiet, because then they have to hear their own thoughts.
Yeah. A lot of people can't stand silence.
No, I love it.
Me too.
Yeah.
And when you get to where you can appreciate the silence, to where you see what you're thinking, very few monitor their thoughts. And when you're in silence and when you're alone, you can monitor your thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all about changing the thought process by regurgitating thank you.
Yeah, it's the silence that they they have to turn the TV on or turn the radio on. It's like just sit and be.
Eat 5 grams of mushroom in a dark room and you'll change.
Yeah, I bet.
What kind of mushroom?
I prefer the golden teachers because they don't call them the golden teachers for no reason. You're going to learn about yourself.
Where do you get a golden teacher mushroom?
I grow them.
Oh,
Is it
I
difficult?
grow most. Well, you got to get the
seed or something.
Or?
spores.
Mm-hmm.
The spores.
The spores.
Yeah, that's the seeds. And difficulty to grow them, I would say, for me, no. But when I first started, I failed for a full year
Mm,
just due to contamination.
right. That's what I've heard. They're easily contaminated. You've got to be careful.
We have a lot of mushroom houses out here. You gotta, what's that little saying? They treat me like a mushroom and feed me shit.
Keep me in the dark and feed me bullshit.
That's it.
You like the mushroom?
They keep me in the dark and feed me shit.
So, but lately, in the last 10 years or so, because they've been putting so much soy in the animal food,
Mm-hmm.
and the mushroom spores don't grow out of cow shit like it used to.
Mm,
Hmm.
that's disappointing.
Well, they've been altering our DNA with our food supply.
Yeah. But I would hope that
Gotta love Kazarians.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's terrible.
And I don't know if they're an offshoot of the Nagas or something from out of this realm that we can understand.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think I watched a video and they were growing mushrooms, but it wasn't in soil. It was in something else. I
Yeah,
forget what it was.
You can use pyrite, you can use tree stumps, you can use all kinds of mediums, rice hulls.
Yeah.
It might have been in like plain water or something.
Like a
I
hydroponic?
don't think so.
No. No, the mushrooms are like, they're fungi. They need dark, specific kind of conditions. Right?
So it's just I know the place where I grow my mushrooms, there's very little light. If there is, it's just a low volt LED.
Hmm.
Do you take them off? Is that
temperature and humidity is the optimal thing.
the humidity and the temperature? Yeah.
Temperature and humidity, yeah. Well, everything in the growing world, the green world, is triggered by 3 things: soil temperature, amount of light, and humidity.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't have those 3 things right, the seed won't even open.
Yeah. Do you take them often, Bubba?
Not as often as I used to.
Yeah.
In the last 5 or 6 years, I listened to a talk by Paul Stamets, which is the #1 mushroom guy in the world. And he used to run around with Terrence McKenna, the psychonaut, forever. And Terrence McKenna's protocol for taking an inward journey is the best. 5 grams in an absolutely dark room and understanding in your mind, there's nothing outside of me. This is all what's inside me. And setting an intention on how you want to come out the other side of that journey. The
There you
most powerful internal lesson I learned from cactus flowers.
Peyote?
Yes.
Yeah. Medicine.
But microdosing mushrooms is seeming to be a better thing for rebuilding your neural pathways,
Mm-hmm.
which means it's opening up the neural pathways in your brain that we have closed off with most everything that we've eaten or drank until you start doing your own thing and growing your own stuff.
Well, you're lucky that you're able to grow these things. Richard Allen Miller, he grows mushrooms too.
Hmm.
There's all kinds of people out here growing mushrooms.
Yeah, he's been doing it for years. I mean, years.
Well,
I
they're
told somebody,
Like 20, 30 years.
told somebody 5 years ago that's going to be the next thing that's going to be freed up, because it's such a good medicine for people with PTSD and
exactly.
traumas and different things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what about the mushroom coffee?
Supposed
I
to be
have
good,
used it to get my gut right.
like the lion mane, or is it changa or something?
I don't know. I used to get happy gut from Four Sigmatic to get my gut straight again.
Mm-hmm.
I went out one time and I ate where I shouldn't have ate, and it tore my gut up for a month. So I had to get Four Sigmatic to regulate my gut biome again.
Mm.
Yeah, I had Montezuma's Revenge too.
So my daily dose is turkey tail mushrooms, and that just allows your immune system to get healthy again.
Mm.
Sounds like a winner to me.
Yeah. Well, I ain't been sick in over a decade. So there's something to say for that. And I'm out here
Yeah.
Really.
playing with animals in the cold and in the snow and in the heat and in the rain and blah, 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 blah. I interact with humans because I go to Walmart. And
well, the dollar
store
store is a fun place too.
It's my source of amusement.
Mm-hmm.
It literally allows me to anchor my gratitude so deep that it's not even funny.
Yes.
I know. Sometimes it's like you look around and they say, this is a strange array of people.
I don't even look at it that way. I look at that confusion.
Mm.
Yeah,
look at that misdirected education.
There's a lot of confusion out there.
Yeah.
That's a judgment.
Oh,
we
my
don't
God,
know the grand scheme of the whole thing. We don't know the grand scheme of the whole thing.
I don't want to be judgy.
We don't know the grand scheme of the whole thing. We don't know exactly what this entity that is driving us needs to learn.
Yeah.
We don't know these things.
Right. Nobody walks in anybody else's shoes.
Right. So each individual, each blade of grass, each pine needle, each this, that, and the other is here having its experience in the manner it needs its experience.
Just there.
We got to witness it.
We're allowed and we're given the gift of being able to change ourselves once we learn how to start programming this computer we're riding in.
And you would say the first step is be thankful. Say thank you.
Get grateful.
Be grateful.
You wake up, say thank you. I can put my feet on the floor. Let me run to the toilet so I don't make a mess on that same floor.
Yeah.
Go turn the coffee pot on and build a fire. I want everybody else to be warm when they get out of bed.
Hmm.
I'm up early. I'm up at 3:30 in the morning every day.
Wow. What time? Well, you said you do 4 hours and then you do a 45-minute nap.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
45 minutes to an hour. The day before Thanksgiving, the energy was so sorrowful, I took 2 naps. It was literally so sorrowful that I took 2 naps.
Mm.
I took a nap too on Thanksgiving.
No, I've not
So,
been.
if you're
I
able,
wake up
take a
at
nap.
3:30, but I don't get up.
Mm-hmm.
By 3:45, I'm out the door.
Oh no. That's being judgy. Well, I'm thankful it's
By the
not
time the
me.
sun's up, I've gotten myself grounded in center in the here and now, getting ready to go take care of all these animals that did not ask to be here. They did not
Yeah.
ask to be put in captivity. They did not ask to be abused by humans. So I'm going to take care of them. It is under my abilities to do this.
Do you take in rescue animals?
Whatever wanders up or somebody drops off, that's usually what I get to take care of.
Thank you.
I'm doing it for the animals.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I thank you.
There's greed, stupidity, and fear are three energies that most don't know how to get out of their system. Most humans love to be afraid. They literally love to be afraid. It is a emotional charge for them. There's a lot of humans that are afraid to enjoy themselves.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I have nothing to fear but fear itself. It's been said over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that the holy truth?
Danger is real. Fear is a human construct. For the most part, we are not prey animals. We're the predators. Except young children. They're the prey. Because there's a group of energies out there that are thriving off of their life or the lack of it.
And what do we do about those folks?
Yeah.
I don't have to do a damn thing because the energy the world is going to, it won't be able to exist.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's been going on for thousands of years.
Yeah.
And most every religious organization practices a ritual to make sure that you have cannibalistic ideas.
Yeah.
Well, I always thought that, I mean, I remember being a kid and the whole idea, like, what is it, at church or chapel, it would be, this is the blood of Christ, this is the body of Christ, and you would get like the little bit of wine, and then you would get like the little cakes that they had. I used to think that was horrible when I was a kid. I used to be like spitting it into my hand and stuff.
Okay, here's the best one for me. This is the best one for me. Okay. The best one for me is this being that they say they worship, they love.
Mm-hmm.
they've got it perpetually in torture and symbolism on a cross at the front of their building.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't make any
What
sense, does it?
oxymoron.
No, it does
If
not.
you
Thank
if
you.
you worship this being, why do you have it in symbolism in such a torturous position?
Yeah.
Would you not exalt something that you worshipped?
You would think.
Yeah, I never understood why they worship the crucifixion and not the resurrection. You know, I never.
Anyway, that's because somebody got hold of all them books and
Mhm.
changed it to where one set of people is special and the rest of them ain't.
Right. Mm.
And that's called the Khazarian Mafia. Back in the olden times, they were called the name stealers.
Hmm. Why
But
did
if
they
you
call?
don't study history, you're doomed to repeat it.
Why did they call them?
That's why all the truth, all the knowledge of our gifts, all of that good stuff is locked away in private collections or underneath the Vatican, because Rome didn't lose.
Yeah.
They rebranded.
I guess.
Is that why they call them name stealers? Because they rebrand?
Say again?
Is that why they call them the name stealers? Because they rebranded
Yes,
them?
they would
renamed them?
they would
Yeah.
welcome visitors in. They would literally welcome visitors in and wine them and dine them and learn everything about them, kill them, take their ID, and take over their business.
Yeah.
Who did that?
The Khazarians.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the Khazarians. Okay. I thought you were saying that the Pope was in on it. He was in on a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Well, once you catch somebody in a compromising position with children and you have witnesses, you have power over them.
Mm.
And this is what's wrong in every government around the world, local and all the way up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's like I told my buddy the other day. We're all whores, all of us. The question is, what are you whoring out? Your abilities or your way to screw people over?
Mm.
Good question.
I whore out my knowledge and my abilities.
Yeah, it's a lot to think about, isn't it?
Not really. I'm just going to get grateful.
He's just saying thank you.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is, and I don't have to do anything but make my awareness know it's there and send it gratefulness. Because you're not going to fight an enemy and beat them with force. You're not. Read The Art of War.
Mm. Well, they say kill them with kindness, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry you're living your life that way, and if you derive power from that, well, good on you, but it can't last.
Mm-mm.
And whatever you've dished out, you're going to get back. Karma's a real thing.
I watched this show on PBS called Wolf Huff, and I think he was a Frenchman, and he was like the kind of assistant to King Henry. And King Henry, like, was telling him what a no good person he was, even though he was a lawyer and everything else. But he was the son of a horse shoer. The guy put horseshoe, and he was real. King Henry was letting him have it, and he put his hands up like this. He crossed his hands, and he said something to King Henry, and he walked out of the room. And King Henry shut up.
Wow.
Yeah, he crossed his hands like over,
Yeah.
one over the other.
Mhm.
I'm trying to say,
Over the heart.
yeah, and whatever. Then he said some words, but I missed what words he said to the king, and the king just shut up, and he left the room, and that was that. And everybody was like, oh,
Mhm.
because everybody had to bow down to King Henry.
Mhm.
Well, except the court jester.
Right.
Mhm.
The court jester never bowed to anyone. He made fun of everyone.
Mhm.
So that told me when you deliver your message in humor, it's heard.
I would
Stand-up
always try.
comedians are the greatest.
I would always
Stand-up
try to do
comedians are the
that.
greatest.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Look at George Carlin. Look at the message
I
I
George
was just
Carlin
going to
was
say that.
spewing.
Yeah.
That
I
George-
love that guy.
Yep. I mean, he had you laughing at like all the stuff that they were doing to you. It was like he had everybody laughing.
And
But
people
you
thought he
better-
was kidding.
No, he was not kidding. He was telling the truth.
He's
Right.
telling the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Truth is funnier than fiction.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can't make some of
Always
this
will
stuff
be.
up.
No. Mm-mm.
Always will be. Always has been. Truth
Mhm.
is funnier than fiction. Truth is stranger than fiction.
Yeah. Because some of this
There
stuff
is
you can't.
nothing, there is absolutely nothing here right now that has not been here before, especially where we're going.
Mhm.
Everything
even
runs
these-
in circles and cycles.
even the people that, the Democrats that were so upset with Trump winning, I mean, they've been half crazy. It's like, was he going to pay you some money? Was she going to pay you money every month or something?
Have you ever studied cults?
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Do you remember Jim
cults.
Jones that
Okay,
convinced all
yeah.
them people to go down and drink the Kool-Aid?
Mhm.
Right.
There's been more cults than that.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
Okay, it's just another cult. Their politics are their religion.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Just
it's
another religion.
craziness.
Just another cult.
Mhm.
Oh no, I'm judging again. Damn it.
Thank you.
Just another cult.
Mhm.
Well, isn't everything a cult?
Yeah.
No, really.
Well, it
Even
depends.
you're
If you need to fit in, and you're going to change everything about you to fit into a group of people, that's
right.
a cult.
Mhm.
This is why I
Mm.
spend 90% of my time alone.
Mhm. That was a brain
I don't
wash.
need to fit in.
Yeah, me either.
I don't need to fit in.
No, I don't. I don't care.
I don't need to judge it, but I also don't need to fit in.
Mhm.
I have to interact with it. So, and instead of absorbing it, knowing that everything that I come in contact with, I take some and I leave some. So, when's the last time you called all your energy back?
Yeah. I think we need to do that
If
on a
you
regular
haven't sat down
basis.
and made a
I
conscious
used to-
effort
yeah.
to pull
Mhm.
your energy back,
Mhm.
you're scattered all over the place.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep. I used to do it.
Okay.
Like, I used to consciously do it. Like bring it back. I hadn't done it in a long time. It's time to do that. Yep.
Okay, I want you ladies to repeat something after me.
Okay.
Please put my assemblage point
Please put my
Please
attention.
put my assemblage point
in its right and proper place
in its right and proper place
at its right and proper angle
at its right
at
and
its
proper.
right and proper angle
for optimum expression of health and energy.
for optimum expression of health and energy.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Now deal with that feeling for a little while.
Well, some people do the cord cutting too.
Mm-hmm.
Why do I need to cut cords? All I got to do is bring my energy home.
Okay.
Different techniques,
Everything's different. Everybody likes to look. If you start studying this stuff as much as I've studied, and you paid out thousands of dollars to go do this course and that course and that course and that course, it's all the same thing with another human spin on it, and it's overcomplicated 90% of the time.
Absolutely.
Yep, agree. Mm-hmm. Is it Castaneda? The assemblage point. Like, as you're saying it, I'm trying to think. Where did I hear? It's Carlos Castaneda.
I learned it from a dowser that's no longer alive 15 years ago. And that's the only place I've ever heard it.
Yeah. Well, the only ever place I ever heard it was from you.
Right.
No, I have a book. It's the assemblage point, and we talk about where it is. And somebody that's
in one or two books.
Yeah. I don't know. It's not as old as that. It's maybe about 10 years old. So they probably got the information from all different sources.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I first heard it in an old video from a couple of old dowsers sitting around shooting a breeze, smoking and joking.
Mm-hmm.
And this one dowser had all the other dowsers at the table say it out loud. And the vortex of energy that left that table was phenomenal.
Mm.
Well, that'd be a good radio show. Smokers and jokers.
Smokers and jokers.
I could be the host.
Yeah.
You could.
You could. Mm-hmm. That would be a good show.
I'm sorry that you had to stay up so late to hear me and to talk to me, but I'm very grateful that you did.
Oh, I am so thankful and grateful that I did too.
Me too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so thankful for both of you.
Yeah, this has been, and I've smiled like most of the night. Yeah.
And that's energizing.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. And thank you.
And she does another show right after this, her own.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, my daughter's going to join me. But it's only for an hour. It usually goes really fast.
And she's right after this show.
Thank you, Matt.
It looks like to me that you would tape those and then play them so you could stay at a decent hour.
Yeah. Well,
Well, up where you're at, it stays dark a lot this time of year, doesn't it?
It sure does. It sure does. We are lucky if we get maybe 7-8 years of daylight. Like, we're really moving into, I love it. I'm grateful for it. Like, I like all the seasons. The winter, I like I do. I like the dark mornings, the dark nights. Like, I do. I like it. But I also like all the daylight in the summer that we get.
Even here, it gets dark at like 4:30.
Yeah, we're dark 4 o'clock, 20 past.
Yeah.
Sun's down. Mm-hmm.
Well, all I can tell you is this. I thrive in the sunshine, and this time of year I have an ultraviolet light and an infrared light burning when I'm awake. Those are the two most healing lights that you can sit under.
I have an infrared. I should put it on now. This is the time of the year I should have it on.
And where you're sitting around lounging, an infrared light will warm your body.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I have these light pads, far infrared light pads.
I don't know. My eyes like to see it.
I don't know. My eyes like to see it. Yeah. I don't know. My eyes like to see it. Yeah. I don't know. My eyes like to see it. Yeah. I don't know. My eyes like to see it. Yeah. I don't know. My eyes like to see it. Yeah. I don't know. My eyes like to see it. Yeah. I don't know. My eyes like to see it. Yeah. I don't know. My eyes like to see it. Yeah. I don't know. My eyes like to see it. Yeah. I don't know. My eyes like to see it. Yeah. I don't know. My eyes like to see it. Yeah. I don't know. My eyes like to see it. Yeah. I don't know. My eyes like to see it. Yeah. I don't know. My eyes like to see it. Yeah. I don't know. My eyes like to see it. Yeah. I don't know. My eyes like to see it. Yeah. I don't know. My eyes like to see it. Yeah. I don't know. My eyes like to see it. Yeah. I don't know. My eyes like to see it. Yeah. I don't know. My eyes like to see it. Yeah. I don't know. My eyes like to see it. Yeah. I don't know. My eyes like to see it. Yeah. I don't know. My eyes like to see it. Yeah. I don't know. My eyes like to see it. Yeah. I don't know. My eyes like to see it. Yeah. I don't know. My eyes like to see it. Yeah. I don't know. Mm. Sometimes just thinking about it has a healing effect.
Do what?
Just thinking about it is having a healing effect.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
There was a study
It-
done in the 1920s about how different colors affect us, and
Mhm.
that was squashed away and given away to the advertising industry.
Yep. Yep. But
Well, I think there still is something that came out with color therapy.
mm-hmm.
There is, but it's been crapped on so much you could grow mushrooms in it.
Mm.
Mm.
That's sad. You know, these are good things that are beneficial for everybody.
When you have a dying beast in front of you, it's going to fight, and we're dealing with a dying beast, and it could get uglier than it has been. But I'm going to put it out there that what needs to happen is what needs to happen with minimal amount of destruction,
Mm-hmm.
because
Yeah.
I'm a creator. And the more I can put that energy out there, then that's what's going to happen
Mm-hmm.
in my world. We're interacting, but each one of us have our own little world that we play with every day. That's your world. Very rarely do you step out of your world unless you're doing this.
Mm-hmm.
So my world is a peaceful place. And the more people that can walk in a peaceful place, that's what's going to happen. As I've heard it called, the self-organizing collective.
Mm.
I prefer to think it's a cosmic energy that's floating in the water in the air that I breathe.
Mm.
And it's shifting all of us. It's depending on how much am I going to fight against it.
We're not fighting. We're
No, I
getting
don't
too
fight.
tired to fight.
Humans hate change.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
And you don't have to be tired. Never say you're tired. You need rest.
Okay. I need rest.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Because tire is a different thing in our world. What do you put on your vehicle?
Tires.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah.
Vocabulary is important.
Mm.
Especially when you're speaking a slave language called English. Vocabulary is very important. My rule of thumb is to keep it simple. I don't need to use 25-cent words when a nickel word will work.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Because nobody knows what you're talking about anyway with a 25-cent word.
So, and you figure that all newspapers and magazines are written on a 5th grade education. So that tells you the education there is in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And me, I'm kind of like Bubba Gump. I ain't a smart man. I'm just astute.
I like that.
Merlin used to glorify Bubba's name. He'd say Bubba Dumbass.
Marilyn,
Bubba Dumbass.
he was being French. Mm-hmm.
No, ma'am, it's dumbass. And I prove it to myself on a daily basis. Because
Bubba
even I
Dumbass.
do stupid human tricks.
Yeah.
Even I do stupid human tricks. If I don't ponder the thing that I'm going to do, odds are it's going to end up a stupid human trick.
Mm.
So that pre-planning thing is a real thing,
Mm-hmm.
especially when you live out where I do.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 45 minutes to town.
But don't you think, Bubba, the thing is, in today's world, a lot of people cannot do critical thinking or even thinking.
If you're surrounding yourself with noise all the time, you don't like the way you think and you're too afraid to change it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Because the thing that humans hate the most is change. Comfort is a killer. Literally. Comfort is a killer. If you don't make yourself uncomfortable, you're not growing.
Because I look around sometimes and I think, why can't, I mean, they'll tell me something that they're going to do, and I, in my head, already know what a positive plan would be. And they just turn everything to mush. I know I'm doing something. What did he say? I was doing judging, but it's like,
An
what are they
observation. Yeah.
thinking?
All right.
I'm
Ask
making
yourself,
up an
are
observant.
you supposed to interfere in their lesson?
Well, it sure would help them out.
Everything is a lesson. Everything you experience is a lesson for you. I don't need to interfere in somebody else's lesson and ask for my opinion. Odds are I would never put myself in the position that they've put themselves in after I died a few times and learned the repercussions of my expressions of, how do you call it? Expressions of emotional out of controlness.
Mm.
That's where you learn the harshest lessons. The more I might let my emotions take over, the harder the lesson will be.
Mm. Just let them be. Just let everybody be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's
So
hard to do.
I'm not going to interfere. I'm not going to interfere in somebody else's lesson. That aspect of source has a lesson to learn, whatever that is. Whether I judge it good, bad, or just be indifferent about it. I wish them the best in their endeavor. I hope everything turns out perfectly for everyone involved.
Yeah.
And hope that a light bulb goes off in their head.
I don't have to worry about that one. They're learning lessons. They're learning lessons. And they'll repeat that lesson till they learn.
Unfortunately, sometimes we get involved in their lesson by no true fault of our own.
Did you ask to be involved?
No.
Well, then you have a right to express what you think.
I'm just most of the time minding my own business.
Mm-hmm.
And somehow,
Yeah.
you get drawn into the drama.
It's not. It's not for me to judge them. I don't know their lesson plan.
Yeah.
You know what I found that I had been doing for a long time? I've stopped doing it. But if somebody said that they needed to do something, I would automatically think that I needed to do it for them. That would make their life
That's because
easier.
you're a female and you're a fixer.
Yeah, always thought it was
genetic. That's genetic.
making the life better, but it really wasn't, you know.
That's the
Yep.
female persuasion. That's
Mhm.
like if you come to a man just to vent, tell him you're just going to vent. You don't need him to fix shit. Because
Right.
men are fixers. We fix shit. If it's broke, we fix it.
Yep.
One way or another, we'll fix it.
You know, my daughter
If you
does
just
that.
say, I need
Yep.
to vent, you just walk up to him and say, I need to vent. He'll sit down, keep his mouth shut, and let you vent. And me, I learned the hard way to let them vent. They're just airing it out so they can get it out of their head and see the solution in it.
Yeah.
Sometimes they don't see the solution.
That's okay, too.
Mm-hmm.
It's their lesson.
Mm-hmm.
My son,
It's not my lesson.
he'll say, he'll listen to it, and then he'll say, "Come on now."
It's not my lesson. And that's
Come
what I tell
on
them.
now.
It's not my lesson. Not my lesson. It would have been presented to me if it were my lesson.
There you go. It's not your lesson, and it's not your monkeys.
Right. Not
The
my.
old Polish proverb, not
Mhm.
my circus, not my monkey.
Right. Yep. It's a good one. Yeah.
So I don't have to get involved in their stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I wish them the best. I can give you other options if you were to have other options, but you know, it's on you. It's your lesson. I'm gonna be grateful that you learn it real fast with very little pain.
Most of the people that I know of, I would say that would get pissed off at me.
Oh well, they say it's better to be pissed off than pissed on, unless you're into that kind of thing.
Ooh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Wow.
I can tell you this: you don't piss off a cliff because you're just pissing on yourself.
Nice words.
Listen to this. I go to babysit my great grandchildren today, and Emmett says, Joshy took the water out of the toilet and he gave me a glass of water. I said, what?
What he could reach. It's what
And
he could reach.
And it had pee in it. I said, it did. I said, well, you know, some change of thought say that's good for you to drink.
Well,
But then I said to Josh, did you? No, he says, I didn't do that.
I'm just
Can you imagine?
I still get grossed out. I still get grossed out by the dog drinking out of the toilet. But if you think about it, it's the coolest water around.
Mm.
Well, if it's plain water, what's the difference? It's like drinking out of his water bowl.
Mm. It's funny how they go there.
Not so much.
Well, there could be other stuff in there. Yep. It's funny how they go for the toilet.
But dogs don't care. Dogs don't care. They eat that other stuff anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
So, you know, all I can tell everybody is get grateful because you don't have to eat like a dog does.
Yeah. Well, some dogs eat pretty damn good.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you.
Well, the feral cats around here deliver me wildlife all the time.
Oh, they're bringing you food. They're feeding you. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I help them out too.
Yep. Yep.
Is it kitty cats or other kind of cats?
You take your choice. They all come around here. They all come around here. Critters like it here. It's a safe place.
Mm-hmm. They know that.
So the
Humans
moral
don't
of
come here
this,
so much. It's not a safe place for them.
the moral of the story is always be grateful and say thank you no matter what.
Yes.
No matter what.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what. It's like the predators that come up here and start chasing these horses. I don't kill those predators. I don't want to put forth the energy to bury them. But I will give them a lasting memory, a cellular memory of pain and trauma in their ass. And they don't come back.
Mm-hmm.
And their offspring won't come back. It's a cellular memory.
Right.
How many horses do you have, Bubba?
3, 6, 8. 7
That's
or 8.
That's a lot. Yeah. That's a lot to take care of. Yeah.
I got three that have been on this piece of property for 30 years.
Wow.
That's wild.
So, this is their home. I'm just here to help them out.
Mm-hmm.
They've been here a lot longer than I have.
Is that how long you live there?
Oh, no, I've only been here about 12 years. Universe brought me here about 12 years ago to get rid of the entities that were living here, because this house used to be the old sheriff's office, and my storage building is a 3-cell jail. And there was a gold mine behind these 2 mountains at once upon a time that some pretty nasty shit went down over here.
Wow.
And it took me 3 years and some help from some friends, and we got rid of all them entities.
Oh, that's
we
good.
let them make peace with themselves so they could go where they needed to go.
Mm-hmm.
And I can walk around out here in the dark, and there ain't nothing jingling around in the dark.
That's good. Mm-hmm.
The lady that lived here, she couldn't even leave her house after it got dark.
That's not good.
Well, we're almost out of time, so we thank you, Bubba, for coming on the show.
Oh, thank you.
And next week, I think I talked with Russ Tanner, and he'll be on the 1st of the month.
Nice.
So Russ Tanner will be back with us again. And it's December.
I can't believe
next
that.
Friday.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Are you sure?
Well, that's what
Are you sure it's December?
No.
They've changed the date so much. Are you sure it's December?
Well, I think that's the agreed upon one right now.
And stay right where you're at, because Caroline will be coming up with Navigating the Truth. And if you want to reach Bubba, he is on Facebook, Bubba Dumbass. So check him out over there on Facebook. And we appreciate you listening to Life in the Hologram on Revolution Radio on 11/29/24. And we'll be back next week. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.